Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about the genesis of horseman culture. This topic is important because horses change human history in a very deep way. Horseman culture is not only about riding a horse, it is a whole way of life connected with movement, survival, hunting, herding, war, and social status. In early human history, people moved slowly and had limited control over large territories. Travel took much more time, communication between distant groups was difficult, and trade over long distances was harder to organize. The horse changed the situation completely. It gave humans speed, endurance, and mobility. The beginning of horseman culture was a long historical process. First, people lived near wild horses and observed them in nature. Later, they learned how to domesticate them and include them in daily life. Step by step, the horse became one of the most important animals in human civilization. Many researchers connect the origins of horseman culture to the Eurasian steppe. These huge open lands were ideal for horse-based life. The environment itself encouraged movement, animal herding, and the development of riding traditions. So, the genesis of horseman culture was not only a single event, it was a gradual transformation that created a new relationship between people, animals, and the land around them.
To understand horseman culture, we first need to talk about the domestication of the horse. This was the foundation of everything that came later. At the beginning, horses were probably important to humans for practical reasons. They could provide meat, milk, and materials for everyday life. But over time, people understood that horses could offer something much more powerful: movement. A horse could carry a person across long distances much faster than walking. This discovery changed human life. When people learned how to control, breed, and care for horses, they gained new opportunities. They could travel farther, move their camps more easily, manage herds more effectively, and explore larger territories. Domestication also created new knowledge. People had to learn how to feed horses, train them, protect them, and keep them healthy. This means that horseman culture was based not only on physical power, but also on skill, patience, and long-term experience. As horses became part of society, they also became part of the economy. They supported migration, trade, and communication. Communities that had horses often had greater mobility and more influence than communities that didn't. Because of this, horse domestication became one of the most important turning points in human history. It was the first real step towards the birth of horseman culture.
The next major stage in the development of horseman culture was riding. Once people learned how to ride horse, the impact was enormous. Riding changed mobility in a revolutionary way. A mounted person could travel much faster and cover much greater distance than someone on foot. In steppe regions, this became especially important because the land was open, wide, and ideal for movement. Horse riding also transformed warfare. Mounted warriors had a huge advantage in battle. They were faster, more flexible, and more mobile than infantry. They could attack quickly, retreat quickly, and control space in a very effective way. Because of this, horseman societies often became powerful military forces. But horseman culture was not only about war. Horse also became part of daily life, tradition, and identity. In many societies, horses were symbols of wealth, respect, and honor. Owning horse showed status, good riding skills were admired, the image of the horseman became a symbol of courage, endurance, and freedom. The relationship between a horseman and a horse was also very special. It required trust, discipline, and understanding. A good horseman had to know the animal well and work with it on not only control it. So riding created much more than a faster transport. It created a new cultural identity centered around movement, skill, and power.
To conclude, the genesis of horseman culture was one of the most important changes in the history of civilization. The horse transformed how people moved, traded, fought, and organized their lives. It made societies more mobile and gave them new ways to survive and expand. Equestrian culture shaped not only the economy and military systems, but also values, traditions, and identity. Its legacy can be still seen today in many cultures, right? Especially the steppe world. The horse remains a symbol of freedom, strength, dignity, and deep connection to heritage. Traditional horse games, ceremonies, and stories and national symbols still reflect this historical importance. What makes riding culture especially interesting is that it was built on partnership. Humans and horses together created a new model of life. This partnership changed how people understood distance, territory, and power. In the end, the genesis of horseman culture was not just the story of an animal being domesticated. It was a story of a relationship that transformed human civilization. Thank you for your